The Big Scoop with Coop.
Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Geico's been around for more than 75 years, back when they were using Morse code. Sorry, that's just my sense of humor. What's more, with Geico you get 24/7 access to licensed agents on the app, online, or over the phone, so you can talk to them at night or in the morning. So forevermore, just know that no other auto insurer has more than Geico. More power to you. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Blog Talk Radio.
You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Lady Scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Lady Scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Season 5, guys, is coming to an end. This is the season finale show. Got big things going on. Basically, you know, we have a great guest today. If you ever watch YouTube, you follow social media, you know about this guy. He will have you cracking up like nothing before. Also, guys, before I even introduce him, make sure you do go to the website, www.thebigscoopwithcoop.com, where you can catch episodes from season 1 all the way up to season 5. Also, make sure you do follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MCOOP317. And also, you can catch me live right now. We're live streaming live on Facebook.com/TheBigScoopWithCoop. But enough about me, people. Like I said, great guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. Darren Knight. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing really good. Doing good.
All right. Darren, I got to start off to just say straight up, thank you very much for coming on the show. You have some hilarious material that I can't describe myself. Southern Momma, good gosh, that is a funny chick, if you know what I mean by that. So I want to
I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you exactly for what you've done. Everyone, right now, while you have time, make sure you go tell everyone to tune in right now. Also live at blogtalkradio.com/TheBigScoopWithCoop. Now, Darren, on this show.
Is this interview live?
Oh, we're live.
I beg your pardon?
I said, yes, we're live right now. I just want to let you know, thank you again for coming on the show.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Now, on this show, Darren, we do talk about how you started in your career, your success. We give advice on how to get into your career and much more. Now, Darren, when did you first realize that you wanted to become a comedian?
Well, when I was younger, I was always kind of Mr. Center of Attention and always getting everybody to laugh, being class clown, and so I enjoyed it. It was. I think at first when I was younger, it was the attention aspect of it. But the older I get, the more I kind of like bringing a smile to people's face. And I know that sounds cliche, but that's how I felt about it anyway. I just enjoyed making people laugh. I enjoyed having a good time, and so that it just kind of stemmed on from there.
Nice. And you know what, Darren? I tell a lot of people all the time, if you knew at a young age that you want to do something in life, it's going to be implanted inside of you. So you will always want to do it younger if it's something like it's true to your heart. And trust me.
I could not agree more.
Yes, and trust me, we can tell this is true to your heart. It really is, because, you have millions watching you. And, it's crazy. You have the social media game on lock right now. So, also, yes, but we're going to talk about that in a second. But, Darren, did you, when you was younger and up to now, who did you like to watch the most in the comedy industry? Who influenced you?
Well, I don't think anybody really influenced me. I have some favorite comedians, if that's what you're asking. But if I had anybody that I just sat down and made sure that I watched everything that they put on TV and I just wanted to be like them and they inspired me to, no one really. I mean, I just kind of shot from the hip on it.
Okay, not a problem. And
I mean, I know that's such a dull answer to that question, but I mean, now I have some comedians that I think that I understand and I think that are just a lot more funnier than other comedians because I'm able to connect with them mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like it's not so much what they say that's funny as it is their personality. I'm a huge Kevin Hart fan. Ron White, the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. I'm a huge fan of that. I was a big Cat Williams fan. He's having some issues right now, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He'll be A-okay. But those are some of my top comedians that I do really enjoy.
That's what I'm talking about. Big shout outs if you're listening right now, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, everybody. Big shout out to you. Keep doing your thing out there because Darren, he's doing his thing right now. So everybody that's listening right now, you make sure you do check out Darren Knight. Okay, he's checking all of you out also. Now, Darren, I got to get into it because your fans are listening, people that's getting introduced to you for the first time listening, and I know they're interested in this. So how did you come up with the idea of Southern Mama?
Yeah, well, I had a friend of mine actually that posted a video to my wall. I just thought it was the funniest thing. It was a guy in Louisiana. It was kind of doing something along the same lines as what I'm doing. Now, I've been putting up videos for years. But as far as like jumping into character, I was inspired by a video that I had seen on social media, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, and I just thought that I could do it better, and I did. So I ran with it. I seen the video, and I thought it was the funniest shit, and so I got on there, and I did that. I did that video, and it took off like wildfire. I did not know that it was going to do that at all, but it did, and I'm very grateful for it too.
And that's why I was going to ask you also about that. Did you know the time that you did this video that it was going to be as of a big hit as what it is now? Because this
no, not at all. I did not know that it was going to do that. I mean, and I'm grateful that it did. But I think there was a couple of ingredients here that was kind of the perfect storm, so to speak. I mean, it's stuff that we can, everybody can relate to. I mean, these are things that I heard growing up, stuff that we still say to the children in our family today. And so I think that a lot of people, kind of felt the same way. And also, the comedic fact that, it's a man. You can clearly see my goatee. You can obviously see that I'm a man, and yet I'm portraying this woman role. And so that within itself has got a little bit of comedy. And then you sprinkle on some of the stuff, that my inspiration as far as personalities. And I like to say that 40% of Southern Mom is my own mom. The other 60% is my grandmother. She's a little bit more animated, a little bit more wild, and you mix all that together, and I think that many people can relate.
Wow. Big shout out to your mom and your grandmother. Thank you for mixing this blood and the personality into Darren, because now
that's right.
Yes. Darren, I'm not going to lie, man. You, like I said before, you have social media or a lot with this. You have something that's caught on, and people are laughing their butts off about this thing. I mean, the way that you're doing it, and the way that you portraying yourself, yes, we clearly know you're a man. I mean, we clearly know that, but it's the way that you bring it out, man. It gets people. It really does.
I mean, Don, now listen, don't just get stuck on that, because I make a damn good looking woman too.
Ladies and gentlemen worldwide, I will let you all be the judge of that one right there. So make sure you go check out. Make sure you do that. Yes. Now, even though we know your mother and your grandmother was, have part of the personality that's mixed into it to actually bring out Southern Mama, but is Darren Knight and Southern Mama it's the same in any type of way? Not the physical appearance, but the personality role.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that all that you're seeing when you see Southern Mom is, the reason I'm able to, to act out this character so well, I think, is that because what you're seeing is the truth. I have a very vivid imagination, just as many artists do, and it's kind of like, when you're acting or whatever, you see. It's almost like you're not really there. You're trying to act out what you want other people to see, and those are things, like I said earlier, that I heard growing up. So I can remember how my mother would say it to me, and I've seen friends of mine. I get a lot of inspiration from friends of mine that have kids, or I've got 2 teenage boys. I love them to death. They're very good friends with their family. They hang out here all the time, and the crazy stuff they do. Like leaving an empty box of Pop-Tarts in the pantry, or putting an empty gallon of milk back in the thing, or not picking up after their stuff. These are problems that mothers all across this country, whether they're from the South or the North, that have to deal with on a daily basis. And so when you can put that in together, so to answer your question, is Darlene Darren and Darren Darlene? Absolutely. They are tied hand in hand, and they feed off each other a lot of times, I think.
Wow. Now, Darren, right now, if you don't mind, I know people can't see you right now, but they can hear you. Can you bring Southern Mama on the show for 1 second? I want to ask her a question.
I hate doing this. I'm not even going to lie about it. A lot of people do this. I cannot stand it. I jump into character. I'm not very good at it on the spot, but I can get on the kids here in a minute. Emerson, Balin, y'all get in there and shut your mouth. Close that door. I'm tired of hearing them video games. Okay, Darlene, thank you. There she goes. She's out now. She's going to whoop the kids now, but yeah, definitely, that's her.
Well, okay, I'm going to ask Southern Mama a question another time. Tell her I want her back on the show. I do have a question for her. Yes, please do. And kids, please run and hide, because you shouldn't have left the empty Pop-Tart box out. You shouldn't have done it.
That's right.
Now she's after you. Yes. Now,
you do the same thing. You get up in the morning and you look over and you're like, oh, man, we got some Cheerios left. This is going to be a great day. And you go over there, and not only is it going to be a good day, you got milk too. Now, it's rare. If you go through milk like we do, it's a rare commodity. So you look in there, there's a half gallon of milk, and you're excited. You got both the ingredients that you need to make this day great. And you reach over and you grab that empty damn box of Cheerios, and the first thing you want to do is throat punch a child. I've been there. I know you've been there. And it's just it's aggravating. I have no idea why I just got on that tangent, but if the boys are listening right now, don't do that again.
That's what I'm talking about. And Darren, I'm not gonna lie. I have 3 kids, have a wife, and I know what it's like.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I can go into the refrigerator, and it could be a 2-liter soda there, and it's only like a few drips left in it, like not even enough to get a half a cup. And why do you leave the amount in there? And you want to drink. And then in the Pop-Tart boxes, they do that. They'll be like, how 2 come to a pack. Eat one and eat a half another one and wrap the other one back up and put it back in the box like there's a whole bunch of Pop-Tarts.
What?
Yes, they have done that.
No, we don't do that. These savage animals around here, they just throw it down their neck. They don't leave you with nothing but a memory and hope. They don't leave you with shit.
I've been there, and I'm still going through it, so I know exactly what you're talking about, Darren. I feel for you, man. I feel for you. Now, Darren, how has social media helped you when it comes to Southern Mama?
Is that the whole question? Are you kidding me? It's helped out a ton. I mean, it has changed. It's changed my career. I worked in loss prevention. I was out there catching bad guys. I did it with. I worked for Walmart doing that. I did it for 9 years. My last 6 years was with Sears. So this whole social media thing took off. I had a producer reach out to me with a contract, and the rest is history. So it has changed my life a ton. I mean, I went from working a 9 to 5 to, traveling all over for right now the Southeast, doing these shows. So it has greatly influenced my life, and negative and positives. I mean, it's like anything else. It's like any other job. There's been some changes to get used to, and but it's been a blessing, and I'm just very grateful for it. This has been amazing. I mean, people have we have been selling out shows 3 and 4 months in advance, and for people to take their time to stop what they're doing, and I don't know where you come from, but where I come from, $25 for a ticket is kind of expensive. We're blue collar, we're workers, middle class citizens. We get up every morning and bust our tail in. So for these people to stop what they're doing, go get a shower, get in the car, drive down to where we're at, spend $50 for a couple to come in and see me, that's a big deal to me. So has it changed my life? Absolutely, it's changed my life, and those are the ways that it's done it. But I'm also very grateful for it, and it's been a wild ride. But yeah, it's definitely changed some things.
Man, Darren, make sure you stay humble like that for the rest of your career, man. Please do, because a lot of people when they get into fame and they see something good going on, their ego blows up big time. And, that's one thing I like about you, Darren. You're a humble dude, I can tell. And you're doing things where, you're doing things as big, like you said, people coming out spending their money to see you, and you take that to heart. And I like that because some people, when they start traveling, they forget where they come from and they forget what they've done.
Yep.
And look at what you're doing now. You're still staying humble. So I'm just asking Darren this one favor: continue to be the man that you are right now. Stay humble, and I'm telling you, a lot of more things will be coming your way. A lot more.
Yes, yes, sir. I would certainly hope so, and thank you for that.
Yes. What are some of the states that you have traveled to already?
Well, this last tour that we did had ended the 7th of December in Birmingham, but we went from we had shows booked from the Carolinas all the way to Oklahoma, and from Kentucky all the way to Florida, and so we're right here in the southeast pocket. Now this next tour, Southern Momma and them, will kick off February the 2nd in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that tour will take us all the way out west to Texas, and as far north as I believe Kentucky again. So we are our foundation is pretty solid in the South. This is where this all originated from. So why not continue those blessings right here with the people of the Southeast? And so now we do plan on going out further, and we have some things that we're going to be doing in California and stuff. But we are, for as far as the stand-up comedy shows, we are here in the Southeast. So.
Okay. Big shout out to everyone that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee, all the way down to Texas. Make sure you get your tickets. Book it in ahead of time. Make sure you go check out Southern Momma. I'm telling you right now, big shout out to everyone that's listening right now that's in those areas. Get your tickets in advance. Get your tickets when you can. Do not miss Darren. He is doing big things. I'm telling you, if you want something to laugh at, you had a long day at work, and you need to have a good laugh, go check out Darren. Darren, I'm in North Carolina. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm in North Carolina, and I wish I didn't miss it. Are you going to circle back around to come through the Carolinas again?
I don't have my schedule in front of me right now, but I know that we have been. Gosh, we've been to North and South Carolina a bunch. My producer is actually from North Carolina, so that's a little bit of his home ground, stomping ground. So we have been. We've been to Columbus and Charlotte and Raleigh, and we do hit up the Carolinas pretty often. So yes, I'm sure we are now. If anybody is interested, I know we keep referencing back to where we're going. We've been all over the Southeast, every state, and except for, I think, Mississippi and Texas, we're going to hit them. But as far as the actual schedule goes, if they'll go to the fan page on Facebook and click on events, they will have all of the upcoming shows, all of the previous shows, everything that they would want to know, booking information, where, time travel, anything, time and travel. All of that is listed. All of that is going to seem like time travel. All that is listed on the page there. And they can provide information on shows that are already sold out versus shows that there's tickets still available. All that is on there, and so that is probably the fastest way to get any information from us through that is the Facebook, the Darren Knight fan page there.
Nice. And I'm 30 minutes away from Raleigh, so I'm going to make sure if you come
Absolutely.
this way.
I can't wait. Sorry to answer your question. I'm not exactly sure. I got my assistant looking it up right now when I'm going to be in North Carolina again, but I know that we're there often, and we usually are there for 2 and 3 days at a time, so especially when we go that far out. The 20th of February? Okay. 28th of February, okay.
All right. That's what I'm talking about, Darren. Make sure you do hit me up to remind me about this. I'm going to put it on my schedule also, so I'm going to be out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to catch up with me, you want to catch up with Darren, come to the show. This is something you do not want to miss. Make sure you be there. This is one funny dude. I know I sound like a parent repeating myself.
You said March the 2nd? Okay, so they're telling me now that February the 28th through March the 2nd, we will be in North Carolina there. So, come check us out. Absolutely. I would love to meet you and some of your fans here through the show, too.
All right. Make sure I will be there. Make sure you're there, too, everybody that's listening worldwide. Now, Darren, how can people, and I know you just mentioned the fan page, but are there any other outlets in social media that people can actually find you and follow you that's getting introduced to you for the first time, or even your fans that haven't found you all the way through social media? What are the ways they can find you?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel or a page or whatever you call it. YouTube, isn't like it used to be. You don't get as much. It's kind of not really worth our time, so to speak. I mean, I hate to be like that, but I guess I don't know if Google had anything to do with it. But ever since they bought out YouTube, it's really not worth your time financially to post videos on there. And we actually have more views through social media networks than we do YouTube. But sorry, YouTube, you should have done better with us. But that's me beating them up a little bit. But you can go to YouTube. You can find it there. All you can do is Google Darren or search Darren Knight. But we also have a website, DarrenKnight.comedy.com. ComedianDarrenKnight.com, sorry. And then, of course, Facebook is probably the fastest and best way. We have a page there. You can follow that page. You can follow my personal page. You can have just direct access and notifications to any videos that are posted, tour dates, what have you, whatever. That Facebook page is probably your best bet. All videos are posted there. We keep the page clean as well, so you're not constantly having to dig through a bunch of crap to find what you're looking for. All the videos are there, and so that and all tour dates, and so the Facebook is probably the best way, yeah.
Everybody, make sure you do go check him out on Facebook. If you're still a YouTuber, make sure you still check out his YouTube page. But like you said, the best way
I
to
like
catch
how
him,
you said that.
yeah. Had to cover my bases on that one. So make
That's right.
Comedian Darren Knight, make sure you do it, man. You got to, everyone, you have to hear this. You have to see the videos. I'm telling you, you need a good laugh. This is how you do it. Darren, I want to say thank you once again for coming on the show, but this is not over with yet. So you're doing your thing. You're doing great things. And, you know, I think a lot of your fans want to know this also. Are you planning to create another alter ego that is just as funny as Southern Momma in the future?
Well, I got to be honest. You know, I'm kind of open to whatever direction we go with this thing. I mean, it would be fun to try to add on other characters. Now, we did a Christmas video here a while back where we dressed up. Southern Mom's character name is Darlene, so we dressed Darlene up to look more in character. And when we did that, we incorporated the characters Patsy and Randy. Randy is Darlene's husband, and Patsy is her best friend. And so I don't know if you've ever seen the Progressive commercial with Flo, how she's all the characters. We kind of did that.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It was really exciting. We did that. But as far as bringing on other characters, you know, I don't really know. I mean, it's so people are creatures of habit, and they really enjoy these single-framed self-taping videos. We have experimented with some other stuff, and I'm sure there'll be some other things coming on. You know, doing Darlene is really fun, but, I mean, I've been doing Darlene now for 1.5 years, and so to bring on other characters, it's absolutely a possibility. Am I going to answer that question fully? No, hell no, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So, well, what about television? Will television be in your future?
You know, it's we get asked that question every day on every interview that we do. What is next? Are you going to TV? Are you going to do a show? You know, we don't know. Right now, and I think you would agree, we're in uncharted waters right now. I mean, I'm not trying to sound arrogant. I'm very humbled by this experience. But, I mean, I don't really think that even I understand the caliber of where we are. I mean, we have a higher following than some, you know, B and A-list celebrities. And it is stunning, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. But with that comes a lot of pressure and stress. And are we going to go to TV? We don't know yet because, to be perfectly honest with you, this, again, is uncharted waters. You know, there are a lot of people that get famous through YouTube and Facebook, but when you put them on a stage in front of 2,500 people, they simply cannot perform. And that's very unfortunate. But we just got lucky enough that we were able to. So there comes a time where we stop and say, hey, do we go to TV? Do we do a sitcom? Once you get to this platform, 15 years earlier, if you would have asked me, I would have said, hell yeah, I'm going to TV straight away. But we're, you know, social media right now is a huge thing. If you walk up to someone under the age of 35 and ask them if they've seen what happened in a certain city or state, they're not going to run to a TV and turn on CNN News. They're going to run to their phone and they're going to pull it up. And the same way with entertainment. I mean, so I don't know really where we're going to go. I'm really enjoying utilizing this new age of social media and having that platform. So not sure where we're going to go.
Okay, and that's a good answer. That's a great answer right there. Ladies and gentlemen worldwide.
Bless your heart, you've asked me 10 questions, and I've answered 3 of them. I'm so sorry.
Mike, not like you answered 3, but you answered all 10. You actually have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure once again you do catch up with Darren Knight, catch up with Darlene, catch up with Southern Momma. Make sure you do it, people. This is something, once again, if you can get tickets, do it. And I will try to whisper this so Darren can't hear it, even though it's in the microphone. I believe in the future he will be on television. Don't know when. Just don't tell Darren I told you that. So make sure you do check him out every way you can. Catch him on social media also, guys. Make sure you catch up with the latest and greatest. Now, what advice would you give any male or female that wants to become a comedian in the future? To follow your footsteps.
Well, you know, the thing about the comedy is the thing about comedy is there's not really a college for it. You know what I mean? Comedy is one of those things where you can make a boatload of money, or you could spend 10, 15 years hopping from little bar to little bar doing it just because you like doing it. My advice to anybody that likes doing comedy is to look at yourself, the inside of yourself. And what you said earlier really hit the nail on the head when you said that, you know, if you think about it or you've experienced or something like at a very young age, you know. If people come up to you like, man, you need to be on radio, or you need to be in the movies, you need to be that, you're so funny. If you hear that consistently as you're growing up or as you're going through your life, then you've already got that little spark that you need to make this happen. It's just doing it. And I guess my advice to anybody that's looking to do comedy is go for it. I mean, hey, the worst thing that could happen is it may not be your niche, it may not be for you, and if it's not, that's okay. You had fun doing it, you tried something new, and, you know, you're here on God's green earth, you can do whatever you want to do, you know, and I say go for it, because you never know when you hit the ball out of the park. If you'd have never showed up to the field, you would have never known, so just go for it. Have fun with it. Everyone,
make sure you do run with that advice right there. Go for it. If it crossed your mind, do it. Definitely do it. Now,
Absolutely.
Darren, I know
Absolutely.
Yes, I know you're a busy man. I'm not going to hold you much longer, but I have one more question. I have a curiosity question for you. I like what you said earlier about YouTube when you said before Google bought it out, it was the place to go to.
Yes.
Now, during that time before Google bought it out, what was the secret of making your videos go viral? Where millions,
now,
watching?
That was another one of those uncharted water situations that we found ourselves in, because when I first started posting the videos, the very first video, it was 2 months after Facebook started counting the views. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
You know, used to you put a video and all you could see was the likes, but then they actually started counting the views, and which phenomenal job by Facebook on that. But when they did that, we were able to see that we were receiving more views through videos posted to social media than we were YouTube. And YouTube's a great source. YouTube's a great tool. I just think there's a lot of chapters that you have to cross through on YouTube. And there's such a vast community on YouTube that you're literally a spot in the. I mean, I'm not trying to beat up YouTube, but they got some things they need to work on, and it essentially just really financially wasn't so much worth our time to post them on there. But I mean, so many people are like, oh, you know, YouTube's the answer. For as far as I'm not saying don't go to YouTube. I'm just saying that Facebook seemed to work wonders for us. I mean, because what you're doing is you're essentially targeting a smaller area, you know, and the people in your town and cities around you will start watching, and then it's just going to grow from that point forward at a very phenomenal rate. So if anybody's looking to get into this type of work, and you think you got something worth watching, it's funny and whatever, I say go for it, and I would utilize the platform of social media first, that being via Facebook. Because you may not make money on it at first, but sometimes you got to spend money to make money. Sometimes you got to take those sacrifices too, because I'm going to tell you, if you're putting anything up of any relevance that's funny that you can keep consistent and new material with, that you're going to be very successful through social media.
That's true. That is true. Everyone that's trying to become a comedian, or even outside of comedy, anything you're trying to do in life, just go for it. And don't be scared, like Darren said. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money. I mean, don't think organic growth is very easy to do. Sometimes you have to spend money to get yourself advanced. You do. That's just the honest truth, and I apologize for the people who don't want to hear that, but it is the truth. But Darren is doing big things. Once again, make sure you go to his Facebook page, check out the calendar, see when he's coming to a city, town, state near you. Check him out. Make sure you do that. Check out his past videos, his present videos. Make sure you check him out, follow him all the way through. Darren, it was a pleasure for you coming on the show, and I would love to have you back on in the future.
hey, thank you so much for having me on your show. Thanks so much for talking with me and taking the time to speak with me and about these developing situations, issues, and this new Southern Mama character. And it was a privilege talking with you. And thanks again so much for having me on and your viewers for listening.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Darren Knight, a.k.a. Southern Mama. Make sure you go catch him again. Until next time, everyone, on the Big Scoop with Coop.
You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Lady Scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Lady Scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Yeah. You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Lady Scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Mr. Coop.
The Big Scoop with Coop.